Hey guys, this is Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under with the top 10 upcoming games of 2016. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is an action-adventure platforming game with a unique focus on first-person parkour action, with only combat being melee-style attacks that go and evade your enemies. In this game you control Faith, who is attempting to go and overthrow the corrupt corporations in her home city, thus being a backstory to the original Mirror's Edge. Traditional levels are now replaced with an open world to go and explore, which boasts no loading screens between zones. Produced by DICE, the release date for the PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One is confirmed for the 24th and 26th of May, depending on your region. The Division is an open-world third-person role-playing game featuring a loot-heavy style of gameplay. Set in Manhattan, New York, you play as a Division agent trying to find the source of a lethal virus. The game is split into two areas, the player vs environment area, otherwise known as the storyline, and the player vs player area, which is called the Dark Zone, where you can go and fight other people in order to go and steal their loot. Featuring a variety of weapons, gear and attachments, The Division is scheduled to be launched on the 8th of March. Mass Effect Andromeda is an action RPG game, but this time it is set far in the future in the Andromeda Galaxy. Not much is known on the specifics of the gameplay, but more than likely it will be similar to the previous Mass Effect games given their success, featuring high levels of character customization and multiple dialogue trees leading to various endings, sometimes controversial. BioWare has said that Andromeda has an approximate Q4 2016 to Q1 2017 release. That really means anything, and it may be 2017 that this game does come out, but fingers crossed 2016. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End is an action-adventure third-person shooter, with an emphasis on story-driven gameplay. In this adventure, Nathan Drake and his long-lost brother Sam chase after a pirate colony and its treasure. It sounds pretty lame, but it is really epic. Gameplay will feel familiar to the fans of the series, with shooting and puzzles abundant. Made by Naughty Dog, A Thief's End will be released on the 26th, 27th and 29th of April, depending on your region. Gears of War 4 is a third-person shooter and the sequel to Gears of War 3, but is not developed by Epic Games, rather another studio called The Coalition. Very minimal gameplay has been released, and whatever gameplay is extremely dark and doesn't really give a good indication of what the actual game is. But Gears 4 will probably go and adopt a different feel to the previous games, simply because it is a different studio going and working on the game. But other than that, the rest has really yet to be seen, so a lot of hype, and we don't know if it's going to be the same characters, we don't know if it's going to be the same world. It is really up there in the air at the moment. A lot of hype, but let's go and see if it actually goes and turns into a really good game. A Q4 2016 release has been scheduled, so get ready for it. Final Fantasy XV is a long-awaited Japanese fantasy role-playing game, developed by none other than Square Enix. Now, gameplay is streamlined for the user. In previous games, there would be a very complex menu system where you'd have to go and choose a character you wanted to go and attack with, then go and choose a person you want to go and attack, and then choose what attack you wanted, and it took quite a long time. In this edition, the gameplay has been much more streamlined, with the commands being mapped to individual buttons. For example, the attack would be binded to X, and then defense would be binded to square, and so on and so on. However, don't worry, the signature managing of party members still remains, but one thing that is a little bit worrying is the fact that our release date is 2016. There is no specific date, no specific month. It is very general. So hopefully it's going to be somewhere Q3, Q4, but we really don't know at this point. Now moving on to Dark Souls 3, now this game is an action RPG which will continue with its predecessor's unforgiving gameplay. It has a variety of weapons for the player to go and use, along with each attack having two different styles, a standard attack and a powered up attack. Now there will be an emphasis on the gameplay being much faster and fluid, which is a welcome change. Dark Souls 3 has a 24th of March Japanese release date, but the rest of the world has to go and wait till the 12th of April to go and get our hands on it. Now, as a PC player, one game that I am really excited for is Paragon. Now, Paragon is a MOBA, a multiplayer open battle arena, but the player controls from a third-person perspective where explosive action goes and reigns supreme. It features absolutely stunning graphics. It's made by Epic Games, of course. And Paragon is a unique shift to the genre, with the only third-person MOBA at the moment being Smite, but that game is more inclined to be with the gods and very mythical powers. But Paragon, we've got lasers, we've got guns, we've got explosives, we've got really chaotic action, and it is absolutely fantastic. However, one thing that Epic Games is really emphasizing on is staying true to the roots of the MOBA. It's a 5v5 format with 3 lanes in the jungle, basically like every other MOBA out there at the moment. Even though the execution, even though the presentation is very different, they're staying true to the roots, which is a really good thing. Now, a release date hasn't been confirmed, but an open beta will be out soon, with the whole game being out in early 2016, and when people say that could stretch out to the end of the year, but hopefully sometime in the early to middle of 2016. Alright, first up, the original Ratchet & Clank is my favorite game of all time. I have spent hours and hours spent on my PS2 playing that absolutely timeless game. So when Insomniac Games announced that they were reimagining the original Ratchet & Clank for the PS4, I was just ecstatic. And it's not simply a paint job, but it's a completely new inspired game. Now, for me at least, Ratchet & Clank has always been the pinnacle of the action-adventure genre, with easy to pick up but addicting gameplay, a gripping story, beautiful worlds, and very unique weapons. Now, April 12th is the release, and it's only going to be released on the PS4, and no joke, I am so excited. I've tried to be professional throughout this whole video, but damn, when it comes to Ratchet & Clank, this game is an absolutely legendary series, and hopefully Insomniac Games goes and makes it just a so fantastic reimagining of the original. Now, even before Ratchet & Clank, as a kid I used to go and play a game called Doom. Now, this game was a little bit past my age group when I was a 6-year-old playing an MA15 plus game, but regardless, Doom was the genre-defining first-person shooter of the 90s. Now, id Software is developing the 2016 version of Doom, and I am so excited. The whole premise of Doom was insane action, using absolutely ridiculous guns to go and destroy hordes and hordes of enemies running at you, and this idea still remains in this version of the game. Now, 2016 Doom goes and introduces multiplayer combat, and that is going to be so fun. You go and hop in with your friends, you go and just see their bodies just absolutely obliterate into a pool of blood, and you just use these absolutely ridiculous weapons to go and kill them. It's going to be so much fun, and that is my #1 hyped game for 2016. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to go and give it a like rating. I put a lot of time into this video, and I'm very proud of it. And if you want to go and see more of these top 10s, please go and hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to try to go and put out one of these, every 1 or 2 weeks or so, a top 10 of something gaming related for 2016. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, but other than that, it's Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under, out.